Alright, here's the notes from the board. OS2 Linux is the second day. If you had trouble with your install, you need to come in early. Okay? First thing we talk about is that splash screen. The screen that first comes up on a Linux box. If you're using the live one for Fedora 18, at least the one I used, if you hit the tab key during the first splash screen, you can go ahead and enter the single user mode, which would be then root without using the root password. Which means that's typical of Linux, which means you can get into a Linux box if you get access to the actual machine and reboot it. So we had a live image of Linux. We have an iOS. The students looked up what an iOS image was. We talked a little bit about that. And then we moved into walking through what we would need for the install. Well, you get the live. After you've done you should have done a kill disk. Put the live in, boot the system, install, and then we had these steps. Pick English, date and time, keyboard, storage device. We talked a little bit about the storage device. We talked about partitions and encryption. You might create separate partitions. We're going to use the default for our install. And then we talked about the password and making sure when you set that password you did not use something you normally use, because you have to give that password to the instructor. Then we logged off, we powered down, we removed the drive, the flash drive. Then that first power up, the welcome, read the licensing information, create a user, and I suggested you make that user an admin. That will help out later on. We'll talk more about that later. Nothing to do with the other two options. Go ahead and synchronize date and time. Finish it up, get the IP address, and then what that will do, we'll get that IP, and then the device we went ahead and set up, turned on SSH at the end of class, which then will allow you to log into the work server. Once you log into the work server, you then can log into your device as long as you have the SSH set up. I didn't record that part, but I did record a large number of items we did in terms of working on the basics, the basic commands, and that would be at the other link, and that's it.